Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Hans, former pro options market maker for 15 years and fund manager for another decade after that. Income funds, downside protect, black swan funds, long options, short options, you name it, I have done it. And now I'm helping traders like you build offense and defense every single week. So today we're going to talk about a really cool one. It's called Figma. Now this is an IPO this year that had a huge run at first, as many IPOs often do in the tech space and the AI space. And it is a design platform that is not an up-and-comer. This is used by a massive number of firms, as we're going to talk about in a moment. And what is important here is that we've liked this one. So we've had this position on in Leaps Trader for a little while. I haven't done a video on it yet. I can't give you everything up front. I want you to join the service because it's amazing. So we've made some fantastic trades, but this thing has pulled back a little bit with what we saw on Friday. We're going to talk about Friday in a moment. And I think that represents a very interesting opportunity. It's definitely a more volatile, it's a more kind of speculative sort of trade, but I think recent developments have really changed the texture of this situation for Figma because OpenAI's development day had Sam Altman talking about how it's literally going to do some amazing things to help integrate a number of platforms, a number of apps, to make the creation, this sort of almost like an agentic AI, creating, fostering development and innovation within ChatGPT. This is an unbelievable idea that's come out of ChatGPT. And Figma is a company that is fortunate to become part of this process. And that's what gets me extra excited at this point. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Now, of course, as usual, everything today is for educational and informational purposes only. It is your trade. It is your responsibility. If you're not okay with that, we'll see you later. But if you're okay with that, let's continue on and learn about this amazing company and some of the interesting things that I'm looking at around it. Okay, just quickly, a little plug. It's the last day for the lowest pricing you will ever see for Leaps Trader. Again, you get Leaps Core, Leaps AI, Leaps Explosion portfolios. You get alerts, you get Discord, email, you get a community with lots of commentary and guidance by me. You get an options bootcamp course, 3 live training sessions per month. This is new, and this is part of the reason that this has gone up to $16.97 per year. But today, it is going to be lower for you. We're going to give you a coupon for $400 off for the pricing that we had last week, and you're going to use the code LASTLEAPS at checkout for that. That makes it $12.97. That's a little more than $100 for a year's worth of training and guidance and alerts and you name it. I'm just going to keep adding stuff to this. Eventually, this is going to be $5,000 a year, maybe more, and you are going to lock yourself in forever at this low price. Unbelievable deal. Just to give you an idea, all verified. We have hundreds of members in here, 97 trades this year, 53% average win on both realized and unrealized gains and losses, okay? That means wins, losses, open positions, closed positions, doesn't matter. We're not cherry picking here. This is all real. We've got some amazing trades. We've got some that didn't work out, but here you go. That's $52,700 in profits on only $1,000 per trade. Some of these Leaps trades are a little bit more capital. Some of them are very cheap, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800. Some of them are in the thousands. It depends. There's always something to choose from. So you're going to get guidance, deep options, volatility, equity, macro. Look, if you guys follow me, you know what you get from me, either on Twitter, on YouTube. You know that you're going to get the very best of options training, of volatility training. That's what I've done. Volatility arbitrage for 15 years, but actually making money only if I got a check. That's how you learn. Forget about people who just talk about this stuff and basically give you the textbook version of things. So last Leaps, Ivy League caliber education from an Ivy League pro options asset manager. If you have any questions, reach out to Natasha. She'll get back to you. So let's talk about Figma. Is this a figment of my imagination? Well, look, this is a stock that I'm really liking a lot. We had that recent IPO. They have warned about heavy AI spend, but I think this is quite the turning point for these guys. This is not a flash in the pan company. I know a lot of developers, every single one says, yeah, Figma is it. They all use Figma. It's used by 78% of Forbes 2000 companies, 95% of Fortune 500 companies, 13 million active users up till now, until this news that we heard. ChatGPT, with its 800 million sets of eyeballs and counting, we know that is going to get higher and higher and higher. that is going to be this new addressable set of eyeballs that Figma is going to have access to. This could be an unbelievable moment for this company. So here's the punchline, basically. OpenAI just made this amazing agentic app creation native to ChatGPT. And what that's going to do is it's going to route power to Figma, not away from it, right? We had this development day very recently. Think about what the big fear is for software companies. It's that they're going to be disrupted, that AI is going to be able to do basically everything that software companies do. Now, this is going to be a highly exaggerated claim at this point, but maybe 3, 4, 5 years, this could be largely fairly true. I think there's a concern out there. But what this news does is it says we are going to integrate Figma into our fold. It is going to be a part of this development process that you are now going to be able to execute within ChatGPT, within their ecosystem, to create things, to innovate, to create software, to create all kinds of things using the backbone of AI with that. So this is going to be an unbelievable sort of thing that is going to shift the distribution towards these apps that really live inside here. Now, I have no doubt that they are going to be paying ChatGPT, OpenAI, a little bit of money for this, but this is not, they are going to have leverage because this is what everybody uses already. ChatGPT was not saying, hey, come on over. If you're lucky, you can work with us. They are saying, please come over. We want you to be a very integral part of what we're doing here, and we want to be partners with you. So they are going to continue on their own merry way, which is already a good trajectory, and now they're going to be part of this incredible system that really has changed everything. That development day was really, really huge from AI. So think about this. Figma is really the AI design surface, right? And in the development day, they talked about this. So we're talking about this agent builder, voice-controlled pipelines, no-code, multi-step workflow mainstream, right? What are we doing with technology? A lot of the time, we're taking out the expertise and making it more accessible to people. We're basically democratizing things, and that is going to happen with this, right? So we're going to have this sketch to video. So all these really cool things that they're talking about, and really Figma kind of already owns that orchestration layer, right? They've got all kinds of great stuff. They're already integrating AI into everything that they do, component libraries, etc. Basically, OpenAI wants this as a kind of beginning stage as we move through those endpoints. Now, that means that AI replacing Figma is effectively gone at this point. It is, please join us and we build together, as opposed to one day we are going to mow your lawn and make you obsolete. It is not a surrender. Some people are looking at this saying, oh, they've surrendered to ChatGPT. Are you kidding? They're going to have 1 billion users at some point and counting. And this is absolutely 100% a great, great decision for them to have made. Let's talk about some of the stuff we're seeing in the options space. So let's take a look at Figma. We got our 60-day volatility. Look at what's happened here. I mean, this is not unusual. We've seen this across the board, many individual stocks really pumping up before this sell-off, which was one of the signs that got me out of a lot of positions before this recent sell-off. So on Wednesday, I said, listen, I've moved to about 30 to 40% cash. I've gotten out of many high beta names. How do I know this stuff? How is my timing often very, very good? Well, I just know what tea leaves to look at. We saw that upside skew blow out. We saw option volatility increase in almost across the board. We saw option volumes absolutely explode from retail. I mean, it went absolutely parabolic. So I talked about it on my show on Wednesday. I mean, this stuff just, it's not that it's obvious. It's that, look, things are getting exuberant. People are getting a little bit overexcited. That doesn't mean we're going to sell off, but it is a time to start to get cautious. That's part of what I bring you in Leaps Trader and all my various programs, my mentoring programs, et cetera. So we can see this volatility really, really exploding. What that does, it makes things a little bit more tricky from a perspective of, 6, 7 weeks ago, I said, listen, everything's just super, super cheap. This market is just completely ignoring what is about to happen from AI, from inference, from the complete uncertainty surrounding how this plays out in the economy and where rates are going and, et cetera, Fed, all this stuff. So we have this real big move up and this recognition that now finally the market is saying, listen, something big is going to potentially happen over the next couple of years. You don't often see longer term option pricing react like this without it being something durable, right? This is a sense from the market that there's a durable transformation, a regime change that is happening out there in economies and societies across the world. So I truly believe that's part of it. And so here we are. We got this big. So now we've got these calls. We were buying the 90 calls, the 100 calls. These have all exploded. We've made a little bit of money on the delta, but we've also had that Vega, those calls exploding from an increase in option pricing. Now on Micron, I got out of those because I said that's a little bit too much, and I'm going to look for a different structure to put on. In some of these, I'm sort of holding on at this point because I still think this could actually maybe even get a little bit higher. I think we could see option pricing maybe even push up a little bit. And in any case, I don't see it coming down all that much considering the explosive potential of a name like this. Now, it is that IPO name, right? So in IPOs, you often get a period of lockups coming off, right? People who've owned stock for a very, very long time, they may sell some of the stock. So that's going to create a little bit of pressure. So you're going to get maybe, moves in the stock that kind of shake you out and make you wonder if the thesis is accurate. In my mind, the thesis is accurate. But in the meantime, we could get some movement in there, and that's going to probably keep pricing up a little bit as well. So if we look out here, now what I would be doing, and I'm going to start putting some of these on this week. I'm going to be adding some more trades. So if you do join up with Leaps Trader, you're going to get some Figma trades and a few other things that I'm looking at. You can follow along with what I do. And so right away with this skew like this, I'm going to have to look at some different kinds of structures. Here's our Figma chart right here. You can see just absolute exuberance on that IPO, real excitement. I mean, they were really pulling forward some potential from the stock. So a little bit too much there, but look at what's happened. They've kind of given up on this thing. I actually picked up a lot of positions down in the low 50s, some in the high 50s as well, and some in the mid 50s, but I picked up some in the low 50s. Those are doing phenomenally well. As I pick up not just delta on those directional plays, but also that Vega that's starting to push up, right? We get that in a mania. You're going to see option pricing push up, right? It's a little different from what you normally expect, which is stocks go up, VIX comes down. This is going to be a new environment. We have to be ready for volatility to start to react in ways that are a little bit less predictable. So here we are on this sell-off on Friday, and I think this is a very, very interesting stock in the 50s. I don't think it gets into the 40s, but it could. And I think it's a play that I'm going to be adding to myself. So there are a whole bunch of trades that I'd like to do here, and you're going to learn about different ways to do things in Leaps Trader. But look, for now, this is a trade that I really, really like. I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra time. I'm going to go out to January because who knows, maybe October ends up being a little bit of shaky. We've got some things to work out here. We're now in an area as we've dropped below certain levels in the S&P where we're starting to pick up areas that are short gamma. We're going to get, if we get another sell-off, we're going to get more pressure from synthetic gamma, as we call it, meaning those leverage products, those vol targeting products. Suddenly, there's certain flows that start to come back into the downside if we don't stabilize. I think we do stabilize. But what I would be doing is I'm going to be starting to pick away at some of these call spreads. You pick up a Jan 7100 call spread for about 4.25. That to me is just not expensive. And now why is that pricing nicely? Well, take a look at this. This is not cheap implied volatility, right? So option pricing is up there, but look at what you're getting. When you move out, you're getting this nice skew. So what did I show you guys? Well, let's take a look at, we have seen a very nice jump up. This is absolutely as expected, but look at them pushing up this upside call skew. People are starting to get excited. I think it could get worse, but people are starting to get excited. So you're benefiting from buying something at a little bit of a lower implied volatility. You're selling that higher one. That's going to help you price these kinds of things very well. So remember, a few weeks ago, we were putting on the kinds of trades that really took advantage of low option volatility, low pricing, low upside skew. Now we're starting to have to play things a little bit different differently as we start to recognize that there's a little bit more risk in putting on long vol positions, because you have that vega risk, you have that theta risk. So you want to start spreading that risk out. You're going to lower your vega here. You're going to lower your delta a little bit, of course, by putting on this trade. I'm going to size appropriately for the kind of trade that this is. And you're going to be lowering some of your vega risk, right? So if things do suddenly calm down a little bit, you aren't going to get as hurt. You're still going to get hurt a little bit. So, but this is a directional play. I'm not putting this on because I think things are going to sit around for 3 or 4 weeks. I'm putting this on because I think this is in play, that this agentic AI theme is going to be a big one, and that these guys are going to benefit. So hopefully that helps you guys learn a little bit and learn a little bit about what we do in Leaps Trader. Again, prices have gone up, but with the coupon, you're still going to get that coupon. That coupon expires tomorrow, and that's it. So we'll see you guys later. I got to run and go finish cooking a roast beef. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, and we'll see you in the Discord.